It's finally here. I can't believe it. Inside this box is something I have been working on for a very, very long time, and I cannot wait to show it to you. Inside is my very first hardcover tabletop role-playing game adventure book. These are preview copies of Dragontown and the Darkness Below. Yes. Oh, dude. I say this all the time on the channel, but, when you have an idea in your brain and you spend the time to create it, to put it down on paper, and then you spend a little bit of more time, sometimes a lot of bit of more time, to make it into a real thing, actually holding your ideas in your hands is one of the greatest feelings ever. Okay, let's talk about this book. I just can't stop flipping through it. It's really cool. Okay, so Dragontown and the Darkness Below is a system-neutral tabletop adventure book. I almost said zine. No, this is a book. 208 pages of crazy, wacky, whimsical fantasy adventure. You can play this with any fantasy tabletop role-playing game you want. And even though that what I'm holding in my hands looks like a finished book, I mean, it is a finished book, this box that I just got are just preview copies, really just advanced copies to help me prepare for a big, fun Kickstarter campaign to get the real versions of these books printed. Now, if you've been following along with the making of Dragontown and the Darkness Below here on this YouTube channel, you might know that I have not committed to a date for this Kickstarter. I'm doing this all myself, so there's a ton of logistics to figure out. But now that the actual book is finished and I have this preview copy, I feel comfortable committing to September 2024. I don't know the exact date in September, but it's happening then. If you want to be alerted the exact moment that the Kickstarter campaign goes up, check out the first link in the description. It'll take you to the Kickstarter page, like where the Kickstarter is actually going to happen. You can click notify me and it'll send you an email as soon as the book goes up. Now, if you're not familiar with Dragontown and the Darkness Below, and you're watching this madman wave this book around, I want to tell you a little bit about it. But first, I'm going to be at Gen Con this coming week, Wednesday through Sunday. The whole time I'll be there walking around. I'm sure I'll be spending a lot of time at my friend Kyle's Cloud Curio booth, as well as the Shadow Dark booth. I'm also going to check out the How to Run a Successful Kickstarter panel that's going on Friday at 11 a.m. I'm also going to be at the Hack with Impunity panel Saturday at 4. I'm not on either of these panels. I'm just going to be going to check them out, see what's happening. So if you're around, want to go to those cool sounding panels and say hello, I'd love to meet you. I will be carrying around a copy of this book, so if you want to see it, I'd love to show it to you. I will also have a bunch of zines, including the 2 Starborg zines that have been released, Rebel Handbook and GM Guide, lots of other stuff. I'm very, very excited to go hang out at Gen Con, see what's going on, and hopefully meet some of you there as well. Okay, let me tell you about what's inside this book and what's going on with this adventure. So Dragontown started as my sort of like ideal version of the starting fantasy adventure. Players go into a town, there's a mystery to uncover, and hopefully they save the town and start their journey to become heroes. So the first couple of chapters see them doing just that. The players arrive at Dragontown, they learn that the Gold Dragon Mayor, the protector of this valley, is missing, and they have to kind of uncover what's going on. The mystery leads them to the Malamir Castle, the old ruined castle that the dragon usually lives in. I'm not going to ruin the mystery in this video, and I'm also going to save the full flip through for another video that will go up with the actual Kickstarter launch. But once the players figure out what's going on with the missing dragon mayor, they might decide to go to the Windsong Woods to retrieve a magical sword, or they might go north into the Shadespire Mountains to find a secret way into the underground where kind of the rest of the adventure takes place. But in the Shadespire Mountains, there's all kinds of fun stuff going on. There's orcs that fly around on griffins and bandit elves and big rock creatures. When the players do find a way underground, they will find themselves in the caves of the Plum Wax Kobolds. Winding caverns filled with all sorts of dangerous kobold traps. There's giant mole creatures, some stinking gas creature, and maybe even an undead dragon. The players might also find their way into the City of Eternal Night. This is a place where a bunch of bat people live that worship the darkness, but they're also friendly too. Then the players will probably be eaten by the Emperor of Worms, and they'll have to adventure their way through the inside of this giant worm. There's a whole city full of bug people and a gladiatorial arena, intestines filled with all kinds of creepy crawly stuff. And if the players can make their way through to the other side, if you know what I mean, they will find themselves in a huge, sprawling, fungus-filled cavern that has been completely taken over by a very dangerous, poisonous spore. The players will have to figure out the mystery of this fungus, what's going on here. I guess that's kind of a running theme in each of the chapters is the players go to a new location. There's a new mystery and adventure to uncover. But in this chapter, the players will be really facing off against some of the minions of the Darkness Below. So the Darkness Below is introduced way earlier in this story and maybe has something to do with why the Dragon Mayor of Dragontown is missing. I just realized I hadn't mentioned the kind of second half of all of this, the Darkness Below. So the players will engage with the minions of the darkness and then continue even further into the fiery caldera. So deep, deep underground, there are these tubes of lava where the Ember Trolls live. And there's this huge ancient turtle that might help the players. If the players help her, she'll show them the way to the Errant Tower. So chapter 10 is this floating wizard's tower deep underground with a talking door and a mad wizard and all these portals to different dimensions. And maybe if the players play their cards right in this wizard's tower, they will find a way into the Sky Garden. Chapter 11 takes the players from deep, deep underground way up into the sky, into the clouds where the atmosphere is thin and the home of these astral giants, these huge ancient beings that pluck stars out of the sky to eat them. All kinds of crazy stuff going on up in this cloud garden. And if the players can retrieve this very special magic item from the Sky Garden, they can go back deep underground into these crystal caverns and face the darkness below. So that is the first peek at Dragontown and the Darkness Below. There will be more videos on the channel as I gear up for this Kickstarter. I'm going to show off the deluxe box set. So there's going to be this book. The book is done and I'm working on the details for the deluxe version. I don't know. I'm saying deluxe version. I don't know what. That doesn't sound right to me. Special edition, I'm not really sure what I'm going to call it yet. The book is going to be awesome. So this is not the final version of the book. I'll be talking about some of the changes that are happening to make the actual book awesome. And then I'll be talking a lot about this box set and all the stuff that's going into it to make it super fun to play this adventure at the table. All of it is coming to Kickstarter in September. If this sounds fun to you, definitely check out the link and get notified when the Kickstarter launches. I really hope you're as excited about this project as I am. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!